Hey, it's Tuesday, and I did nothing yesterday, which should be fine, because Sunday I went downstairs at 6:40 in the morning, and I glazed all day, and I think I ate once. I had some toast and some peanut butter, and I didn't eat anything that day until we came upstairs. I probably only took a break for 1 hour. That's the longest I've been in the studio for a really long time. That's not normal for me at all. Oop. I will clean this tomorrow. So the next day I did nothing, and it should be fine, but I had it in my mind that I was going to go downstairs and work for a little bit, just to work on the vase I've been working on, and because I didn't, I felt guilty all day as I stayed in bed all day, and I should not feel guilty for that at all, because it's fine to have that day off. It's just a kiln cooling day, and I usually don't do anything on kiln cooling days, because, you know. But yeah, I didn't get out of bed yesterday at all, unless I had to go to the bathroom, which is a new thing that I like to call bed day. Bed day is good. I love bed day. Liam brings me food all day, and I just sit in bed and watch YouTube all day. It's wonderful. But I don't like to do that very often, and I felt guilty all day yesterday for it because I was going to go downstairs. And because I had that little seed in my brain that I was going to go downstairs all day, I was like, you shouldn't be in bed, you shouldn't be in bed, you shouldn't be in bed, and that's stupid. But other than that, I've done way better lately than the last time I uploaded a sort of vloggy video, like a lot better. So that's good. Yeah, I got up at 5 today, but then I fell back asleep on the couch for a while, and now it's almost 11:30, and I need to do a lot of stuff. I need to unload the kiln, and I need to take a bunch of photos, and I need to edit those photos. So yeah, let's go look and see what's in the kiln. Yeah! Ooh. I knew that the second that I told you guys I was doing so much better than the last time, that I would start fucking it up. That's kind of what I'm doing. I had the off day, and that was fine. Even though I felt guilty, it was fine. And then the next day I was taking my photos, and then I realized in my calendar that I was actually a day ahead of what I had kind of scheduled out for myself, which is awesome to be a day ahead of myself. But then I just was like, no, I don't have to do anything else today. And just sat on my ass for the rest of the day and didn't even edit my photos. I posted or something on Instagram, and that counts as work. But yeah, I kind of just sat on the couch and watched YouTube all day. So this always happens. As soon as I'm doing awesome, it's like I'll be doing really good, and then it's just followed by a bunch of days of doing terrible. I just really suck at consistency, and if I could even just be consistently mediocre, I think that'd be better than consistently really good for a few days and then really shitty for a few days. So it would be nice to just be consistent. So I'm gonna take my computer downstairs and edit these videos so that I feel like I'm more like in the work zone instead of editing up here. Usually I'll edit on the couch or something, but it's better to like feel like you're in like a workspace, so your head's like, I'm working. So I'm gonna take my laptop downstairs and do that, and try to at least stay on the schedule I set for myself, even if I feel like I've kind of been going in the opposite direction of good again. Anyways, yeah, I'm just so used to that, doing really well and then being like, okay, when's the ball gonna drop? Because I always drop it. And I'm trying to be better about not looking at things that way. I know I always manage to get back on track, and it's hard to switch your brain over to being like, when are you gonna disappoint yourself again? Any day now. So, you know, it's still fine. The day's still fine. I'm gonna go edit these photos. My week is still fine. I'm still doing really good. I'm gonna tell myself to shut the f up. And maybe I'll also work on that vase today. It's still early. I still have time. It's Thursday. I didn't do anything yesterday. I lied. I said I was gonna do the things, and then I proceeded to do nothing. It's fine. That's my motto. My life motto is fine. Yeah. I tend to avoid doing camera talky stuff most of the time because I look like this. I got up at 5 this morning, and then I came in here, and then I went back to sleep immediately on the couch. Because 6 hours is not enough sleep. I gotta go to bed earlier. The day is not lost. It's fine. Yeah. Fine. 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 But today I really have to edit my photos, and that's fine. And I gotta do the things. Bye. At least I'm prepared for the mess. God damn it. Why? This is my life. Yesterday I was missing one of these, and I sent Lamb to go looking. And I found it. It was downstairs. I never even brought it up to photograph, so I had to rephotograph that one. And then now, as I'm doing my listings, I realized I never even photographed this one at all, and it was up here the whole time. So now, I have to set things back up, and I have to photograph this freaking mug, and I'm never gonna be done. Look, I tried. What day is it? It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. I was supposed to do this Sunday. Then I didn't. Because, life is hard. How was the week? The week, technically last week at this point. It was actually pretty good. It was a pretty decent week. Better than the last time. I only had a couple days where I felt kind of lazy, that I could have done more. There's definitely a couple extra off days that I kind of only worked for like an hour or two. But it's okay. That's okay. Friday, I had my shop update. I don't think I filmed anything on that day. I did have a really good talk with some clay friends about pricing stuff, which apparently I'm still doing not very good at. I've kind of decided to think about how long per hour I should be making, and like how long it takes to make a piece and things like that, and set kind of like a baseline for myself, which isn't always good, like when you're thinking about pricing work, to just base it off of per hour. There's so much other stuff to like consider for that, like how long you've been in your field and costs involved that go into it and all kinds of things. But I just wanted to kind of get an idea of per hour what I probably should be making to actually make like a living wage. I did this once before just to see how much I was actually paying myself, and it was kind of depressing, but I was really diligent. Like I got my timer out and I always wrote down each piece, and I wrote down exactly how much time it took to make it. And I also took score of like how long it took to do things like packing and shipping and listing and photographing and even like social media uploading and stuff like that. Like I listed everything out, exact times. I did it for one update period. So the start of when I started making the work for an update, and then like to the end of it until I got the sales in and sold everything, so I could see, like how much the actual cost was that I got. Doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. I totaled everything up for that whole update period to see exactly how much I was getting paid per hour. And when I counted every single thing, like all of the photographing and everything else besides the making that goes into it, it ended up being like $15 an hour, which is sad. Which is barely minimum wage in most states. And it's not a livable wage. Minimum wage should be way higher anyway. Like $15 an hour is not a livable wage. It was a little bit better when I took out all those extra things and just focused on how much per hour for the actual making. But I mean, everything else is still work. So I'm not counting it now because I'm giving myself a way higher wage than that. But when I was talking to my clay friends, who are like, a lot of them are way more experienced than me of this kind of thing, and they're awesome. So they're good at building me up and stuff. Apparently I was still pricing myself way, way, way too low, which is hard to do because I grew up poor and I've always just been kind of getting by my whole life. So it feels weird expecting more. So I bumped it up quite a bit, and it's a little nerve-wracking, but I think overall it's going to be a really good thing. I'm really keeping track of my actual hands-on clay hours that I'm working and how many hours I need to work per week to make a certain amount for the year and things like that, so that I can keep it on track and like really keep score of what I'm doing. And I guess we'll see how that goes at the end of this year. I'll let you know if it's worked out for me. On paper, it looks very doable and it looks like it will work out, but I'm so used to saying stuff like that and then like disappointing myself that I'm kind of afraid to be like, oh yeah, this will be easy. Because you get to the end of the year and I'll just be like, well, that didn't work. My life. But so far so good. And I made all these mugs, and I was talking to my other clay friends about them, and I'll put them up on the screen. And I was telling them what I was thinking about charging for them, and they were like, oh my God, no, way more than that, which is already like over $100. It was already gonna be the price for these mugs as it is, which I know is a lot for a mug, but several hours go into these a piece, and they priced them a lot higher than what I would have myself. And I kind of put it a little bit in the middle from their low end to high end. And it took some convincing, and Bethany, who I work with downstairs and owns the studio, told me the same thing, and was like, you better not price it lower or I'm gonna be mad at you. So I was really scared to price them what they were priced at for my update. And then I am used to kind of either selling out within a few minutes or at least like by the next day or a few hours, especially if it's woodland mugs. Those usually sell out right away. These aren't woodland mugs, but they're similar. And I listed them and waited a little over an hour, and then there was still like no sales for over an hour. And I was kind of panicking a little bit. I was kind of freaking out because that's scary. And I was like regretting my decision and immediately like, oh my God, I should have just listened to my gut. But then over the course of the rest of the day and then the next day, and a little bit later than that, I have actually sold 7 of the 10 that I listed so far. So I guess my friends were right, but it's also fucking amazing that people want to give me their hard-earned money for my work, and that they think that my work, or in my work is of a certain worth, which is very validating and awesome. So I was super scared at first, but I feel better now. And it's good because of the hours put into each piece. Like, I'm getting paid good, and it's awesome. And I hope that I can keep it up through the rest of the year. I'm working on vases now. You've seen me start some vases that I am timing how many hours are going into those, and I am gonna set them at a base price depending on that hour. I'm still judging myself. I'm still judging myself that it's too high when it's not. It's not too high. And I'm not even counting taking photos and all that stuff. I'm not even adding that in yet. We'll see how the year goes with just the hands-on part and the glazing and all that stuff, and see where it takes me. But it's pretty exciting to know that I mapped out how much I want to work each day and how much at the end of the year that would gross me. I'm assuming that I sell everything that I make. So far, knock on wood, I can do. But it's exciting and it's scary, and if I hit my goal for the end of this year, I would be able to pay off all of the debt that I have minus student loan debt, which is abysmal. But as far as like all the other debt that I've accumulated over the past couple years, I would be able to take care of all of that in a year, which is mind-boggling because it's a lot. It's a big number. But I can do it because I otherwise have a very low cost of living. So we'll see how that goes. That's my big yearly goal. It's scary. I'm scared. Hold me. Oh yeah, also look how professional I look with my backdrop. I'd look more professional if I could look at the camera. Oh, I meant to post the rest of my little travel vlog things from when we took that Colorado trip, and I only posted the one and I forgot to post the rest. So I'll post those two in between the actual ceramics talk. So I didn't write anything else down. I don't think I forgot anything. I think that's it. Okay, that's all. I'll do this again in a few weeks, and we'll see how life is going. Okay, bye. Give me a hug. Okay, bye. I always know what the f I'm gonna say until I turn the camera on, and it's like...
I would always know exactly what I was gonna say, and as soon as I turn the camera on, it just leaves my...
Yeah, that's literally what I just said to you.
I couldn't hear it either.
Blah, 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 blah. Brain is blank, brain has no thoughts. Brain has no thoughts. Kendo has brain. Definitely cutting that out.
Which one reminds me of what you sent me in a mail? Because it's the same combo with the outside and the inside liner and everything up in the kitchen. There's a drink ice water at it all the time.
Definitely uploading that.
No!
I need help. Need help. I can't let go. Lift that in up. Seriously? How do people just sit here and do this and feel no shame? I'm still not looking at the lens.